Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. This week's video is part 2 of the road trip that I took recently with my girlfriend Allison from New York City to San Francisco and back. The purpose of the road trip was to make it to San Francisco to shoot a workshop with a company called Moment. And if you haven't watched part 1 of the road trip video series, I'll link that down below because that's about the journey out to San Francisco. This video is about the journey back through New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, and actually some of California as well. I enjoyed the drive back home more than I did the drive out to San Francisco, so really excited to share these photos and videos with you guys. After we filmed the Moment lesson, we had a little bit of free time in San Francisco, so I took that opportunity to meet up with my buddy Jake Inez, who's a really talented photographer based in California, and we headed up to Mount Tam to make some pictures. Honestly, Mount Tam's quite a popular photo spot. There's this really funny clip of just a bunch of people lined up with tripods all shooting the same shot, which was funny to see, but nonetheless, I really enjoyed being up there in that beautiful golden light, shooting some photos of the fog. So with that being said, enjoy the video.
This is how you know you came to the right spot. Feeling good about that one?
Friends. Yeah, Allison, get it.
Yes, got the shot.
Here's kind of the gear situation that I've been working with this whole trip. I use a Pelican case. This is the model number. It's the one that fits in an airplane carry-on, so that's super nice, and it just keeps your stuff super protected, which I love. Clear overpacking gear syndrome here. My Mamiya 7 is usually right here. It's still in the car. That's what I've shot with almost the entire trip. I've been loving this flash right here. This is a random one I picked up for 10 bucks at a used camera shop. Works great. Mamiya RZ67. I've barely actually touched this thing during the trip. I've been using the Mamiya 7 so much. I have the eye level prism for that. Haven't used that. Light meter, which I use for the Mamiya 7 occasionally as well, but for the most part, I'm just using the one that's built into the Mamiya 7. And then over here, I have the other lens for my RZ, which is the Mamiya 65mm. We're in the middle of Arizona, driving on our way to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we stopped in a cute little town that I actually stopped at sunset when I did this trip with my friends Joe and Roman. So there's some awesome scenes here. Me and Allison are gonna snap a few photos. And these are really the first photos that I'm taking since the moment lesson was filmed. So it's been really good in San Francisco, but I'm excited to get back on the road and take a lot more pictures. We came out to this restaurant. It's got some great colors. The red and green are super nice. And we're getting this super beautifully textured sky, which I think we got really lucky with. It's like midday right now, so if the sun was out, it'd be super harsh light. But like just all this texture in the clouds looks super nice. This is by far the most film I've ever had all at once. Today, Allison and I are in a town called Truth or Consequences in New Mexico. We're passing through because we're headed to White Sands, and I've been pretty interested in this town for a while. Firstly, because of the name Truth or Consequences. How cool is that? And also, this town is just based a lot around space travel. I think Spaceport America is here and a bunch of other rocket related things. So you can see the rocket in behind me, which I just snapped a couple photos of. This is the thing we've eaten the most this trip. What is this,
Oh,
Art?
definitely.
This has to be the sixth, yeah, Del Taco. Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
What's the issue?
I look over
What's
at
the issue?
Allison eating tacos,
What is the issue?
and there is lettuce on my
I don't s-
Yashica T4.
Oh,
This thing was mint when I gave it to Allison. Now it's been manhandled, dropped.
I don't see the issue.
It survived a sandstorm.
Once again, I do not see the issue. If it works, it works.
Look at that greasy print right there, and that was probably me actually.
Yeah.
Little piece of rainbow candy. We made it to White Sands. I can't see anything because it's so bright out here. It's also super quiet.
It is. That's weird.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Not a single noise. Shout out Allison for the glasses. Extremely hot out here, and I'm not sure how to meter for this because my meter is telling me to shoot darker than the darkest setting my camera can go. I'm pretty sure that's because all this sort of white bright texture is throwing off the meter. So I'm doing a couple exposure variations, and yeah, I think this is one of the most beautiful places of the trip yet.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would agree.
That's gonna wrap it up for this 2-part road trip series. I really enjoy making this kind of content where I just get to make a lot of pictures and share that process with you guys. I'll have the Moment workshop linked down below if you're interested in checking it out. It's literally the whole reason that this road trip was possible. So huge thank you to Moment. Huge thank you to anyone who's bought the course. And finally, I want to say thank you to the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is an incredible online website building platform that you can use to build your photography portfolio online. I've been using Squarespace for over 3 years at this point, and their incredibly customizable templates and online customer support just makes it so easy to get a website with your photography up and running. If that does sound like something you're interested in, you can hit the link in my description for a 14-day free trial of Squarespace. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Willem for 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain.